If you think Brian France has some problems with the car tomorrow, he just got hit with a $225 million lawsuit. The NASCAR CEO isn't very happy, and he took today, Saturday, at Michigan to address those issues.
And to have never, ever raised it other than a lawsuit just is disappointing to us. But nevertheless, we have started, as I said, an investigation. We're underway. We're treating it very seriously, as we would. And we have these types of investigations with thousands of employees and the nature of our business. We're going to have claims that are made from time to time, and it's not uncommon for us to we investigate every one of these kind of claims very thoroughly. So we'll continue to do that. So in our investigation, we have put 2 officials on a leave of absence until we can complete more detail and complete the investigation fully, and that is correct. The 2 people have been have left for the weekend. Correct. And we wanted to remind everyone about our policy, and they should be familiar, should be aware of how they conduct themselves and their behavior. But obviously, we wanted to make sure, once again, of exactly what NASCAR's policy is in terms of behavior in either harassment or certainly in racial discrimination of any kind. So that was the nature of those 2 reviews with our officials. The investigation is still ongoing, so obviously we found some violations in our policy. I would not jump to conclusions to assume that all the allegations that were made over the many months that the plaintiff here has made against us are accurate. I would be very, very cautious to leap of faith, even if we take action on any official in this investigation. We might discover something entirely different that may have been going on that had nothing to do with the claim, this lawsuit, but still is a violation of our policy, and that would get you in trouble with us. Our job is to make sure that we have really good work policy or really good policies in place, and to react very swiftly if our policies are violated, and if that's in any of the areas you refer to. So we are going to do that. We found out about this, as you know, on Tuesday via filing of a lawsuit. By Thursday, we were in full investigative mode. We didn't wait a week, and some of these claims go back 2 years or longer in the past. So here again, it would have been very, very disappointing that that would not have been brought to our attention if these claims actually happened. That they would have been brought to our attention right when they happened. So no one would be. So we could have investigated it right then, taken any action we needed to, and it didn't happen. It just didn't happen, and she chose to make this about money and about a lawsuit, and and we'll deal with that. That's the nature of the court systems. She just didn't report anything to anybody, and she, quite the opposite, was very pleased with her colleagues, and her most of the comments that we have heard was that she liked her job, enjoyed being there, liked the camaraderie of the other officials. We just have not found anyone that reported the claim, and even if we have not found it yet, the other reality is there's a very clear process you go through if there's any discrimination or harassment, and everybody in the company knows what it is. They've been trained to observe it and make sure that the proper officials within the company are notified. You can pull me if any employee has an issue. You can email me directly. I mean, you can certainly go to HR. There's dozens of ways to report such an incident, and it just didn't get reported. Listen, would we like to have not had a lawsuit filed that makes these kind of claims? Of course. Would we really have liked to have been able to investigate it when these incidents occurred? You bet. We have to deal with what we can deal with, and the only thing I will say, as all the facts ultimately get on the table, is not to jump to conclusions about what actually happened. It's why we do investigations. It's why we do reviews, and we will get to the bottom of it, and hopefully no one will jump to an improper conclusion. Anybody can say anything that you want and hire a PR firm and do all the things that anybody wants to do and say whatever they want. That's just completely inconsistent with anything that goes on at NASCAR. It just is not, it's not the NASCAR that we're building. Look, we will deal with the conclusions of the facts when we get them. Knowing what I know now, and not to compromise the investigation at all, and I'm not going to do that, I can tell you not to jump to conclusions about what a lawsuit attempts to say in an attempt to create some monetary reward for themselves. And we've been down this road before and usually the facts are something different in a lawsuit, and we'll have to just let the facts come out as they will. Well, it's a sport that's evolving, and it's a sport that is reaching out in lots of different ways to be more diverse, and not just because it's a socially good idea. It's a good idea for a whole host of different reasons. We're an American sport. We need to look and feel more like America. And so we're doing, and you know the many different initiatives that we have ongoing, from Drive for Diversity, where some drivers are getting a chance who otherwise wouldn't have to showcase their skills, crew members, internship programs. The tracks are doing an enormous amount. They're trying to attract a new audience, and that's just a great. And I've watched, and I've helped lead it for a number of years. And we're happy. We're never happy because we haven't reached all our goals, but we're happy with our approach, the road we're on, and what we stand for. You have heard me many times, and you, as the media or as a fan, we do not. Things that were in that claim are absolutely, completely inconsistent with where this sport is going.
Mike Mulhern for the Winston-Salem Journal and JournalNow.com.